Hey guys, so I got a new hamster, as you can see by the video, title, and his name is Rice Ball. So I didn't actually get him today, but I just put him in the box for the sake of it. So let me introduce you. This is little Rice Ball. Now he is a dwarf hamster, and I got him at Petco, but I didn't buy him. I adopted him from Petco, so I'm going to tell you his adoption story in just a minute. He's pretty tame. I mean, Pudgy is, I still have Pudgy, so don't worry if you thought that Pudgy passed away or something. She's still here. I just decided to give this little guy a chance. So, I'm going to tell you his adoption story. Rice Ball, we didn't actually know that I was going to adopt a hamster. It started out that my dad just had to go to Home Depot, and Home Depot happens to be right next to the Petco. So I said to my dad, I'm like, hey Dad, let's just stop by at Petco and look at the animals and stuff. Because anytime I'm near any sort of pet store, I want to stop by and see the animals. So we get our stuff at Home Depot and we go into Petco. And as we're looking at the small animals, I see this tank on a stand in the middle of the store, and it says Adopt Me on it. And it has all the hamster bedding in the wheel and stuff, but I didn't know if it was like a mouse or something. And it was in like a 10-gallon tank with the small flying saucer, which is way too small for any hamster, and just like a little water bottle and some food and stuff. So I said to my dad, we looked and we couldn't see anything in the tank, and we couldn't even see any place it would be able to hide if there was a hamster or a mouse or something in there. So then we asked the lady if she could show us the what was in the tank, and she said it was a hamster. And then she lifted up the wheel, and Mr. He is really big for a dwarf hamster. He was under the wheel, curled up in this small, tiny ball. So, as soon as we saw him, my dad and I were both like, wow, his, coloration is great, because he has, a darker cream dorsal stripe going down his back, and then he has the red eyes and the cream skin, or fur. So, I'm like, Dad, oh my gosh, can I adopt this little guy? And of course I already had Pudgy, and that we're going on vacations and stuff during summer. So my dad wasn't all, too on board at the time. So he said, but my dad really liked, this little guy's personality and his coloration and that kind of stuff. So what my dad did is, this is what most dads do, he told me to call my mom. So I called my mom, and we talked about it for a while, and then she finally agreed, and we talked to the Petco lady about going on vacation and stuff, and as she said, as long as we're only gone for a week, that it would be okay, and it's going to get along with Pudgy, even though we're obviously not keeping them in the same cage, because then we'd end up with little mixed breed hamster babies, and it would be a disaster. So what I did was, Pudgy doesn't usually use her aquarium tank. I don't know if she doesn't like it or something, but she doesn't prefer to go in there. So all I did was I detached the tubes, and I filled up the aquarium tank, and the aquarium tank is where little Rice Ball lives. And Pudgy didn't really mind at first. She was confused on where the tube went, but then she's getting used to it. So we said that we'd get this little hamster, and we went home with him, and then I set up all the stuff when we got home as fast as I could, because I didn't want to leave him in the box, because it was 90 degrees out. So I got him in his cage, we let him sit for a day, and now he is super duper social. I mean, like, he's only bit me, like, once or twice because, you know, he's new and he just got scared. But other than that, he's just a big sweetheart. And I was recently sick, so if you hear my voice, that's just because of that. So his adoption date is July 25th. And also, we don't actually know how old he is, but he's getting pretty hyper. We don't know how old he is, but we're assuming that he's not that old. And the reason he was up for adoption in the first place is because he was in with other hamsters, but then they attacked him and they bit his foot. So they had to fix up his foot, and then they put him up for adoption. So here is little Rice Ball, who's getting quite fast. Now compared to Pudgy, it's kind of funny how big he is, because she's like super tiny compared to him. But yeah, so that's pretty much little Rice Ball's adoption story. And now I'll put in a picture of him and of Pudgy and Rice Ball, and you'll see really like the difference. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about Rice Ball or his adoption story, let me know, and hopefully he will be in more of my videos, and I will show a picture of his